Welcome everyone to an important clash in the fourth round of the FIDE Candidates 2026. We have Divya Deshmukh on our screen taking on Zhu Jiner. Now Zhu Jiner is current world number 2 with a rating of 2578. Of all the Chinese women players, she's turning out to be one with the most success at this moment, and she's raced to the top. Divya and her have had this some sort of rivalry where Divya eliminated her from the World Cup 2025, and Zhu Jiner has beaten her on numerous occasions, most recently at the Prague Challengers. A handshake here, and off we go. Divya starts with pawn to c4. Zhu Jiner right now having 1 point out of 3 rounds, 2 draws and 1 loss, but she was winning in all 3 games. Divya having 3 draws, playing knight to c3. So this is a critical game for both of them. And bishop comes out to b4. There's a very interesting line where you, before developing your knights, you bring out the bishop, and Divya goes to the center and attacks the bishop on b4. We have pawn to a5, defending the bishop on b4. And now knight comes out to f3, attacking the pawn on e5. Pawn comes up to d6. And now pawn to a3 played. The bishop now needs to move from here, comes back to c5, and pawn to e3 to strike in the center with d4. We have knight coming out to f6, and Divya, will she play in the center with pawn to d4 now? Divya is generally very well prepared, but this time she's a little bit thrown off with this move, and she plays pawn to d4. White already seems to have gotten a nice position out of the opening. Zhu Jiner takes on d5. You can take back here. If you take on c5, knight f6, and maybe black is doing fine in this position. So Divya very rightly picks up the knight in the center. And now Zhu Jiner takes. Divya takes back. Now notice these two are doubled pawns, so the pawn on d5 can become a weakness, but currently they are controlling many good squares. And bishop g5 played very quickly, attacking the queen. Pawn to f6 played, and Divya comes back, showing that she is well prepared here. I like white's position actually. Black castles, now bishop d3, queen c2, but Divya goes h4. Very surprising move. And she gets up. It's like as if she's prepped up, but the engine does not like this move at all. And Zhu Jiner, after 5 minutes, pushes her pawn to f5. Excellent move by her. Very nice move, because now f4 is a very good threat, opening up the bishop. So Divya stops it with g3. But a question needs to be asked. What was the point behind the move h4? I mean, Divya could have played bishop d3 and her position was looking very good. Queen e8 with the idea of bringing the queen to h5. And Zhu Jiner, this is what she's so good at. She can make very logical, strong moves. Bishop comes out to d3. Maybe one of the ways in which Zhu Jiner can continue is knight d7, knight f6, attacking the pawn on d5. It will become quite difficult to defend it. Yes, she plays knight d7. And Divya quickly castles here. Maybe it was possible to play a little bit more creatively with h5, knight h4. But castles and h6 played here by Zhu Jiner. A nice move, stopping knight g5 to e6 ideas. And now Divya goes for an interesting maneuver. She wants to play her knight to g2 to f4. Makes a lot of sense. And knight to f6, attacking the pawn on d5. Knight comes out to g2. Looking at the f4 square, and Zhu Jiner says, thank you so much for the free pawn. What is Divya's compensation here? It's difficult to say. I think one of the compensations that she has are the small weaknesses on the diagonal. Bishop e6. And we go rook to e1 here, and queen to f7 played. Okay, this is getting very interesting. Divya can move her bishop away from e3, and she does it. And now some interesting ideas. Takes, and knight f4. So c6 makes a lot of sense to defend here, but still Divya can take here and play knight f4 and play this position. It's very, very interesting. But she goes queen b3, attacking here and here. And Zhu Jiner can now win a pawn on d4. It looks risky, but it's a good move. But she goes wrong. She goes king h7. The point being that if you take here and take, this is queen trap. This is queen trap. But the nice move here for Divya is to take and play knight f4. Sorry, queen b6 is hanging. Oh, she goes a4. Because the point was, after rook e6, she didn't like a4, pushing the queen away. But she had takes, and queen d3 with excellent compensation. So Divya making this mistake of pushing, this was her last chance. She could have taken here. But after bishop takes d4, this position doesn't look good. Rook e2. To go rook e1, and bishop comes out to e5. The rook comes to e1, maybe with the idea of f4 somewhere. Divya is now 2 pawns down. And Zhu Jiner plays knight f4, a lovely move, trading pieces. Divya had a chance to sacrifice an exchange twice in this game, but she missed both of these chances. And now she takes on f4, bishop takes c4 with a double attack here on the queen and the rook. And queen to g3. Do you simply take the exchange here? Zhu Jiner does not even take it. She goes bishop f6, rook to e3. Divya's main issue, of course, was also time. She had very little time. d5 played, and black's position is a picture of coordination. Everything's just working very well. Pieces are well positioned. d4 played. If queen takes f5, there is g6, so rook g3. And now just queen h5, defending the pawn. You have pawn to b4, takes, bishop takes, and simply rook f e8. Plays it. Rook c1. And knight e1 played here. And takes on a4. The bishop drops in to d6. And we have king h8. Well, of course, Divya is making these final moves just out of inertia. She could very well resign here. She's down several pawns, and black has absolutely no problems. Maybe another pawn can be picked up, but also just simply d3 with the idea of rook unleashing there is very strong. And 36 moves have been completed here. Divya, well, she's played a very interesting game, but it's time to call it a day here. She resigns and Zhu Jiner scores her first win. This can be a huge boost of confidence for Zhu Jiner and for Divya. Well, it's one step in the wrong direction, but she can very well come back very soon. Uh, and sometimes a loss is all that you need to get your groove in the tournament back. So hopefully both these players will perform well after the tournament, after this game. There's a rest day as well. But hope you enjoyed this round 4 game between Divya and Zhu Jiner.